Okay, Shrishti, thank you so much for that update coming in. But let's move on. ZEE too reported its Q1 numbers, and it's not that great a set of numbers coming in from the company this time around, especially when we're seeing the subscription on a year-on-year basis seeing a reduction. Advertising revenue just seeing a growth of around 5% coming in. Now, to talk more about the numbers, we are joined by Mr. Rohit Gupta, who is the CFO at ZEE. Thank you so much, Mr. Gupta, for joining with us this afternoon on ET Now. I want to start by talking about your numbers. It's not looking a very great set of numbers coming in for the company this time around. Could you talk to us about some of the challenges that the company here has faced during this quarter?
So let me start by saying that, this quarter has been filled with both challenges and opportunities for the sector. We are all aware of the macroeconomic environment. It has been a challenging one on the backdrop of heightened inflation scenario. While that is there, I see immense potential in the sector, and, the strategy that we employ, which is primarily having a strategic approach towards investments, we think along with resilience, that will be, quite frankly, the determinant for success. And we see a long-term value creation opportunity, and therefore our investments are towards this direction. Ad revenues during the quarter have been subdued, and primarily there have been two reasons. One is the challenging macroeconomic environment which the industry faced, and on all the brands, they had obviously lower spending. The second is that, also from 1st of April of this year, 4 major broadcasters pulled out their flagship, GEC from the FTA, and therefore ZEE also pulled out ZEE and Mole from the FTA pack, the revenues for which, were nil during this quarter. So that has also, been there. On the subscription side, we have seen softness, and that softness continues.
Right, Mr. Gupta, I do want to talk about your margins. They have seen a sharp contraction coming in. When you look at the EBITDA margin, it's just merely at 12.8%. Last year it was 19.4%. So when do you think the margins will actually start reviving? And would you say that the margins this time were impacted at some point due to the higher programming as well as operating costs that you've seen?
No, actually, we have a very prudent cost discipline, and we follow that. So it's not as if the programming has gone up dramatically. It's more like I explained. More of the what we have seen, the ad revenues not in line with what we had actually we had thought. So actually, quite frankly, when we came in May, we had anticipated this. We had anticipated that the ad revenues will be lower, but the extent of what we have seen, the shaving off the ad revenue, that was obviously stiffer than what we had anticipated at that point of time. So as ad revenue improves, we expect the margins to inch up, and I think that with post monsoon and with the onset of festive season, we should see margins improve in H2.
Okay, Mr. Gupta, talk to us about the ad rate growth rates. When will they come back to pre-COVID levels? And also, what's your view coming in on the subscription revenue this time?
So see, like I said, ad revenue, we have been impacted majorly by the FMCG clients, and they have obviously, based on the inflationary pressures, their ad spending has been lower. I'm quite hopeful that, as the macroeconomic environment improves, the ad spending will come back. As far as subscription is concerned, let me say there are two factors to it. One is the linear subscription. On the linear subscription side, we have been seeing a decline quarter on quarter, where subscribers have been moving to free dish. And with the embargo of NTO 2.0, we are not able to obviously change the pricing. While TRA has come with a date of November, we will continue to monitor how that works. And if once that NTO 2.0 is implemented, overall subscription revenue on the linear side will grow. As far as digital is concerned, both on the B2B and B2C, we keep seeing subscription growth. Like I mentioned, we have a 44% growth year on year on the digital revenue side. And this quarter, like I mentioned in the earnings call as well, there were some B2B deals which were there, which there was a certain lumpiness in that, and that has not got renewed. So we will see that revenue coming back in the coming quarters.
Right, Mr. Gupta, I do want to understand one thing is, how do you plan on actually leveraging the large opportunity in the digital entertainment space, while also what is the content plan coming in for ZEE5?
So I'm very happy with the ZEE5 performance. I think ZEE5 is performance has been very consistent and is consistently growing. All the matrices, both financial and other matrices, on an year-on-year basis have shown growth. I think the MAUs are at 103.3 million. Our DAUs are at 11.3 million, and these are highest ever. And also the stickiness that we have, that shows the stickiness that we have. And I'm quite glad to mention that even the third-party reports put our ZEE5 app on the top quartile. So I think with all the matrices showing well, we will continue to invest into ZEE5, both on the content, technology, and marketing, and customer experience as well.
And what is the update actually coming in on the merger with Sony? Any timelines if you could give us?
Yeah, so happy to state that we have received the approval from both the Bombay Stock Exchange and the National Stock Exchange, and both the teams continue to work, independently, and we are working towards getting the necessary regulatory approvals. At this point of time, that is all I can say.
Okay, Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining in with us on ET Now this afternoon and giving us an understanding about your numbers, Sony merger timelines coming in as well.